upset when Soto left, and surprised at all that he turned down that much money to return to the Yankees. And then when you see with the pivot the Yankees did, a lot of people think that this team on paper now might be a better team than last year with Fried, Williams, Goldschmidt, Ellinger.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't say I was surprised because I didn't really go into any expectations. I mean, I only got to know Juan for 1 year, and he's a magnificent player and a great teammate. But Juan is going to make the best decision for Juan. And you never know. I didn't really know how it was going to shake out. Obviously, we do after the figures come out, but while we're going into it, it's hard to say what exactly is going on from my perspective. So I just tried to remain kind of indifferent and not get my hopes up one way or the other. It is. He's a tremendous player, and he was extremely impactful for us, and a joy to watch and a joy to be around. So, Juan will be missed to a certain extent, but the beauty of the Yankees is the ability to go out and fill the roster and fill the spots with the goal of getting back to the World Series and winning the World Series again. And they've done about as good a job as I think you could have asked. I think we feel very confident in the additions that we've made. I mean, you've mentioned former MVPs, 2 of them, former Rookie of the Year, one of the best closers in the game, and one of the best left-handed pitchers in the game. I mean, it's hard not to say that those additions haven't made us better, coming from the fact that after we lost Juan, we didn't have Juan, and then we made those additions. So, it's big shoes to fill, but I mean, you gotta be proud of the organization for what they've done, and you got to be excited about the additions that are here because these are all really great players and really great people as well.
Hey Gerrit, when a high-level pitcher like Max comes into your team, how much do you enjoy picking his brain and vice versa?
Yeah, Max has come from an organization that is, obviously has deep roots in pitching. Going back to the days that inspired really my generation of how to throw with Greg Maddox and John Smoltz and Tom Glavine. And I think they really, stick to some of those kind of old school core principles, and they've obviously ingrained a lot of those things in Max. So his perspective from, a storied franchise and a franchise that, is obviously well renowned for pitching, provides a lot of opportunity for me and my teammates to learn from Max and from his experiences and from his development along the way. It's been unique and it's been different than what I've experienced in some regards and similar in other regards, right? So, it's just exciting to be around a pitcher of that caliber. The things that you can learn or improve with a player like that right by your side is up to you how much you take advantage of it. And so the conversations that we have on a daily basis hopefully will bleed into better performance for everybody that's around us. And that's what we've learned, that's what we knew about Max is, how curious and inquisitive he is about the game and detail-oriented he is about the game. He's got some real convictions on pitch sequencing and obviously has performed at the highest level in the biggest moments. So not only is his talent, a blessing for us, but his mind is as well. So really excited to share those thoughts and to be a big advocate of him going forward.
You're almost a year removed now from the injury you had last spring training. When you kind of look back on the time you spent away and that process, that experience of having a significant injury like that kind of during the peak of your career, how do you interact with that time off? How do you look back on it?
I mean, I try to use it to my advantage. I try to bring a different perspective to the game. I think I learned a lot of things in terms of nuance, in terms of being removed from the daily grind of the team, and then going back into that. You're not on the road with them for 10, 11 days. You're not exactly sure of what the vibe is in the clubhouse or how tired guys are or how guys are feeling specifically. And then you come in kind of with a fresh set of eyes after just tossing at the field with Joe. And it actually, it taught me a little bit of how I can apply, some of that relaxation a little bit to watching the game and more of the human element, how people are doing and checking in with people. And there's no real way to quantify that, or there's no real way to quantify, how much of a hello or just a genuine like how are you doing affects people. But coming from a place where I was receiving that from my teammates, and then I was getting a perspective of being away from the club and playing with my kids and watching them at night with my kids, I gained something from it. It's hard for me to put exactly into words what it is, but I think I kind of became a little bit more connected to the love of the game, and the love of just being around your teammates, and the beauty of like watching some of the great players that we have. Not watching Juan and Aaron and some of these guys play every day, and then getting to be in the front row of the dugout. It's like, you check yourself about how blessed you are when you get back into that situation when you're removed.
Gerrit, you use your fastball less often than ever before in your career. Just why was that, and where's your confidence in your fastball?
Yeah, I mean, the game is, a constant game of adjustments, and, you're trying to make sure that you allocate, the best performing pitches and keep those pitches at a high efficacy. So, the objective is to, throw, whatever it may be on any given day, or whatever matches up between any given lineup, and make sure that those weapons are available for you when your highest leverage situation comes across. So it's kind of a, like I said, it's kind of an evolution, or it's kind of how are you going to get through the lineup on any given day. Now, with that said, there's a day-to-day thing, there's a year-to-year thing, as physicality changes, or as the identity of the pitch may change, or what the league is doing to pitches that are similar to that. So it's kind of like always evolving. At some points, we shied away from it, but if I can recall, at some points we really jammed a lot of fastballs by. In fact, I think the second game against Kansas City was a good example of throwing, I think, almost over 60% fastball. So, it's never about shying away. It's about always just trying to find the most optimum mix. And we'll see what that optimum mix is this year as we get into spring.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet.